This is too easy. Now to get to my ship.
Kyle delivers the plans to the Rebel Alliance. Soon afterwards, the Death Star is destroyed. But even as the Alliance celebrates this victory, another sinister plot is set in motion that will become an even greater concern for the Rebellion.
The Emperor has approved your test demonstration, General Monk.
Thank you, Lord Vader. What I unveil today will mark a new era for the Empire. We will be able to decimate the rebels just as we did the Jedi Knights. At last, the Emperor's war will be filled only with the glory and beauty of decisive victory.
A noble cause, General. I hope the demonstration lives up to your claims. Proceed.
With pleasure. Dark Trooper, release.
Very impressive, General. The Emperor will be most pleased. Continue with your project.
Certainly, Lord Vader.
Thank you, Commander, for responding at such short notice. The Empire has been keeping us on the run since the destruction of the Death Star. 5 days ago, the Empire attacked one of our secret bases in the city of Talay.
This is TAC base to anybody out there. Please, we're under Imperial attack. There was no warning at all. Total devastation. They broke through our shield. They broke through our shield.
TAC base was destroyed within minutes. Many innocent people in the surrounding city, as well as the rebel staff, were killed. Intelligence thinks that this may be an act of retaliation for the destruction of the Death Star.
Interesting. This looks like it could be a normal Imperial attack, except for those sounds.
Very perceptive, Commander. I know you understand that all we discuss here is classified. This Imperial officer, Crix Medine, wishes to defect to the Alliance. He has supplied us with information on the development of a new Imperial weapon. Those sounds you heard, we believe, come from that weapon. A new type of stormtrooper, the Dark Trooper.
A new stormtrooper that can take out a rebel base that quickly? I should have kept working for the Empire.
The Rebel Command is not taking this lightly. They have authorized me to hire you to find out if there is a threat, and if there is, to shut it down. That is, if you are still on our side.
This could be interesting. Alright, I'm in. But I think I'll need some help on this one. I want Jan Ors as my mission officer.
Certainly. Then I will let Jan brief you further on your mission objectives. Thank you, Commander, and may the Force be with you.
Stop where you are. Stop! You're not authorized in this area. Surrender immediately. You're not authorized in this area. Blasters on full. You're not authorized in this. that can help us out.
Get back to the landing pad and I'll meet you there.
That blaster's on full.
longer divulge any more information to that rebel, Kyle Katarn.
Catan will not be as easy to deal with. He is very resourceful. More resourceful, it seems, than even your dark troopers.
I understand the threat, Lord Vader. Katarn was once an impressive Imperial officer, but he was weak and gave up on the struggle for our new order. I wouldn't put much faith in his abilities. Katarn will never come near this ship. My new hire will see to that.
Stop, rebel scum! Surrender immediately.
of here before any more troopers arrive. We're done here.
Charge 1 set. Charge 2 set. All charges set.
Good job. Let's blow this ice cube.
Woman after my own heart.
timer. I think it's time to get out of here.
Jabba? What have you done with Jan? If any harm comes to her, I'll personally shove my blaster down your slimy throat. I wish you were here too, Jabba. There's nothing like roast Kel Dragon.
Thanks. I thought I was done
No
for.
time for hugs. Let's get out of here.
violation of imperial... Stop, rebel scum! violation of Imperial law.
tell your mercenary hide back to the landing pad. I can't stay out here too long before Imperial security takes notice.
Data tapes in hand. I'm on my way out.
Kyle, something strange is going down over here. Get back here. I mean it. Oh no! Kyle, look out. I just saw... I'm back at the landing pad.
Where were you, Jan?
I had TIE fighters all over me. I had to properly dispose of them.
Smuggler ship secured.
Good job, Kyle.
Now launching. I'll see you on the dark side, Jan.
Good luck, Kyle, and may the Force be with you.
Hurry and stop him!
This is an unfortunate setback. The Force is strong with Catan,